Optical grating crystal is now being exported at breakneck pace. Just look at the ground behind me. So now it's time to get it importing and reap all of the associated benefits. Oh, and we're going to install some advanced mines while we're at it. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more Dyson Sphere Program in our Alpha Andromedae series. So I am ridiculously excited to go ahead and get this process going. We do have these power plants running now, which is fantastic. Just burning some additional energetic graphite off from Homeworld. Now that I have this set up for export, before I do anything else, we are headed back to Alpha Andromedae 2. Because optical grating crystal, believe me, we also have to get... What is it? Spiniform stalagmite crystal. That's it. We need that too. Absolutely. But the benefits that can be reaped from this particular resource are plentiful. And I want to go ahead and get that going. Already approaching Alpha Andromedae again. Oh, and we can queue up some research options too. So I'll do that as soon as I land. Alright, we are arriving here. There are two major things that I can ensure now that we're importing these. Alright, let's go ahead. Nice! Seamless atmospheric entry. Didn't hit anything either. Nice. Well, not that you can hit anything, but you get what I mean. Alright, so we have a spot here where they can be imported. Let's go ahead and set that up. Remote demand. And it will... God, immediately it just starts filling up. That's fantastic. Okay, so with that resource being present, there are a bunch of things that we can do. And the most important thing, I think what I want to prioritize more than just about anything else, is this. I'm going to go ahead and this will mean a temporary pause in how many sales that we're producing, but I'm going to delete these altogether. Also, it looks like I'm making a mess, so why don't I go ahead and clear out my inventory a bit, just a bit, so that I can pick all that stuff up. Okay, that's better. Come to Hadrian, please. Got everything? Nope, there's still something else. There it is. Found it. Okay, so we are producing photon combiners here, and I think what I want to do is just have the photon combiners continue to produce here, but very importantly, we will no longer need prisms for the photon combiners. We're currently using prisms. I'm not going to do that anymore. We're going to use something quite different. We're going to use that resource, which we are now bringing in from other places. So let's get started with that. This is going to be a little bit odd because, yeah, I'm just going to remove these sort of previews. So now we're going to be producing these at all possible places. Let's go ahead and delete this. I'm going to completely remove this section of the line. So that's where they're... And it looks like they were all... Interesting. What was going on here? Hang on. I've got to see where this line was taking things. Was this where... Oh yeah, this is where the sales were going. So what I can do here... This is really convenient, actually. Let's go ahead and just delete that section of the line. And now that gives me a spot to just cleanly bring in a new import line. Very rare that it works out quite that perfectly when you're working with your own spaghetti like this. Yes, I'm listening to the music. Shut up. Do I need to explain myself at this point? It's a fantastic soundtrack. It's so good. And this track in particular just does not age. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. So let's go ahead and set all of these up. Now I think that what I will have to do here is reverse this line. God, I love that I can do that. Because we're going to need to send these elsewhere in order for sails to be produced. And then we need to make sure we are pulling in these circuit boards. Like that. Okay. So now we need to get that importing. Let's see. Best place to do it might be here. Nope. Hang on. We need to find one of these with an empty slot. Found one. There we go. So let's demand. All right. We're already going to have bots bringing that in. Now I just need to bring it over. Shouldn't take too long. When you really think about, and this isn't just true of Dyson Sphere Program, it's true of any of these logistics simulation games across the board. When you really think about what we're doing here, the fact that it's so much fun is almost mind-boggling, you know? Because it's such complex logistical mechanical work, and yet making it work and seeing it all come together beautifully is one of the most satisfying gameplay experiences. There's the not spiniform, but there's the new crystal. It's one of the most satisfying gameplay experiences that I have ever had. It's something else. It truly is. And I know we can all relate, those of us who have played it anyway. Okay, so let's see. I guess, yeah, we need to bring this in. Well, there might be a way. Hang on. If this works, I will laugh so hard. Yeah, no, it's not going to work. All right, best way to do it then would be to... There we go. Oh, this is a little bit ugly, but we're going to go with it. Okay, and now we need to export this. And you know something? I just realized. We've already got this line in place. What do I need for these? Oh, I just need graphene. Okay. Yeah, see, this is actually quite straightforward. So here's what I'm going to do. We're going to have a slight repurposing of a small section of this line. We're going to bring this down to the ground. First of all, I'm going to place a splitter. Actually, no, we're not going to bring it down to the ground. We're going to use this type of splitter, which I haven't really used a lot of. And then we'll have it go out this way. And we're going to place the beginnings of a production chain. Very good. Make sure I leave room for the graphene. All right, and with that in place, I can go ahead and just connect this output like so. Hang on, maybe not. Shouldn't be that hard. Tell you what, let's bring it back a little bit, just to make sure it has room to climb. There we go. Alright, so it pretty much needs to come up here and then back down, and then it can connect directly. Check that out. Now, why are you... Oh, I didn't copy the new recipe. I was wondering why you weren't working. No, stop. This. Here we go. New recipe. I was wondering why it wasn't sending new ones. I was very concerned for a minute, but that should pick up the pace a little bit. Now, we might still need to expand the situation further. One of the issues with what was going on there is that we had two complex resources, both the photon combiners and the solar sails, being produced in this cramped little area. Now it's just the photon combiners that are being produced in that cramped little area. And ideally, we need to do what we're doing here with both. But this will at least partially resolve using the new resource that we're bringing in. And by the way, this is the other thing that's going to be boosted by the new resource, the particle containers. So I'm looking forward to that as well. Now, let's get the graphene moving up there. I think we already have a graphene import source here. We do. So, fastest way to... Let's see, we've already got it splitting this direction. It's not actually attached to a splitter anywhere. So, I think the sensible thing to do here... You know what? Yeah, I'm not going to do any kind of splitter. I'm just going to have a second line. And let's see about just... Can I get away with having it come out here instead? I really feel like that might be better in a couple of ways. I'll show you what I mean. If I can sneak it through here, which I think I can. Yep. There we go. And now I just need to bring it up. Perfect. Alright, so we've got the graphene. Not quite a straight line, but I'm not going to worry about it. Perfect. Look at that. Done. And that is a huge increase in the output of our solar sails. And now all I need to do is restore the connection to the existing splitter. And the best part, this is obvious to those of you who have played Dyson Sphere Program a lot, this is a completely expandable production line. So I can just add more on this end using the inputs, and I set it up that way. Alright, so we're producing so many solar sails now that we're already backing up into storage. Oh, you know, we might have still had some in storage. Yeah. We already had some in storage. There's no way. That's all fresh production. There's no way. But that's a huge improvement. Having said that, though, there's a number of additional things that I can do. I have 8 advanced mining machines, and I need to start using them. So we have this copper vein here, for example, that's kind of limping along. The wonderful thing about the advanced mining machines, look at this. It's covering the entirety of the remaining deposit. It's pretty, too. And that will ensure that I don't have to micromanage that as much. Over here, we have... All right, you don't have a... Yeah. This has just one vein left, and there's not a ton, so I'll just let it do its work. Yeah, same thing here. This coal situation can be completely renovated, and I'm going to do that. Now, ironically, in this case, there's still a little bit of coal that maybe should be mined by another machine. Although, hang on. You might be able to get it. Oh! Oh my god, we're so close. Oh my god. Alright, if I rotate you, maybe? Hang on, maybe if I do this. Yep. Beautiful. Alright, it's not powered, but it will be soon. Alright, and I'm just going to bring in one little Tesla tower there. Amazing. Alright, so that coal deposit's set up. And we'll leave that in mind just to do its thing. Alright, same thing here. So we have this ridiculous amount of work going into mining this one stone deposit. So I'm going to delete all 3 of these. We're going to delete this very complicated extra line. We're going to delete this. What have I got going on with these splitters here? What was I doing? Why is that splitter even there? Oh, that's an input. Interesting. Okay, well, if that's an input, then here's what we're going to do. Ta-da! Not sure what was happening there. That was a long time ago. But I think I can now place a mine. Hopefully, maybe. Oh, you know what? That won't do. Oh, did I even need you for anything? I guess not. Yeah, I placed that. Yeah, that wasn't necessary. I don't need that. I don't need that Tesla tower either. So, okay, now we should be in better shape. Again, ironically, we're not quite going to get the entire deposit. Beautiful. And if I really wanted to... Hang on, let's see if I can do this. Okay, so that'll connect there. Oh my god, that's so janky. If I put another mine down right here just to get that last little bit, we can totally have an old school mine team working with the advanced mine to make sure the rest of the deposit is mined without any micro. So there we go. So there's that. Let's take a quick look up here. Yep, see? There's another spot. So we currently have these two combining. But if I place an advanced mine, that covers... I think I can get it if I do this. Yep, that's the entire remaining deposit. Let's delete that. Beautiful. And I don't even need that splitter anymore. Come to think of it, we can just directly feed that metal because it's all coming from one source. Any other obvious locations? Yep, here's one. We have a coal mine. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. Delete, 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 delete. Perfect. Actually, I think I will bring this out like so, just to make sure there's plenty of room. No! Deleted the whole frickin' thing. Are you kidding me? It had connected at the last second when I tried to shift delete it. Okay, well, let's go find the input. Here it is. Well, actually, delete, delete, delete. Advanced mines are truly amazing because they allow you just to do so much with one building that used to require multiple buildings and now just doesn't at all. It's fantastic. And you know what? We're going to go ahead and use a little bit more robust of a power distribution building for this. That's better. Okay, so... Alright, so we're going to have one coal mine working here. That is set up, already running, perfect. And then we'll have a second one running here. And there may even be an argument that what I'm doing is not necessary, because of the rate of production of these new mines. But I'm still going to give it a chance, just to make sure that we stay on top of all of our various resources, and that our existing logistical apparatus runs as we've designed it. So there we go. And then here we have this copper, which, again, the complexity is no longer necessary. Let me go ahead and put those in inventory so I can pick everything up. I will have to unload a fair amount of this crap that's just filling up my inventory at the moment, but that will not take a long time. Beautiful. There is going to be a difference in power draw from these new mines, but we have so much extra power on this planet right now, it's just not a concern. So that's a tremendous upgrade. Like a mind-blowingly helpful upgrade. And yet there's still more. Because... Oh, you know what? No. Particle containers use... Alright, I stand corrected. Particle containers use unipolar magnets, not... It's Casimir crystals that require these. So that's really handy, though. Let's go ahead and get that set up, because Casimir crystals are manufactured right here. And if I go ahead and say that I want you to use your new recipe... Okay, that's going to create a little bit of a mess, which is unfortunate, but it's par for the course. Let's go ahead. Oh, and I need to drop off some of these resources, don't I? Let me go ahead and pick up that litter. Oh, it's all hydrogen. Interesting. I can drop that off over here. Yeah, we are definitely running out of extra hydrogen because we're burning it so quickly, which is hilarious to me. All right. So now that we need that resource type, we're already bringing it in right here. So I think probably the most sensible thing to do, let's see if we can make this work. Ah, damn. All right. This will work, though. Oh my god, I can't believe how easy this is. Holy crap. Holy crap. This is just rude. All right, we are no longer going to draw on these. We are instead going to draw on these. This has worked so well in every way. And this is just one resource. We still need to get spiniform stalagmite crystals set up. And there we go. Et voila. So we have these now producing Casimir crystals, and we are no longer pulling from titanium crystals, which are of course required for our good friends, the structure matrices. That's no longer a constraint whatsoever. It's fantastic. Let me come over here, and I'm going to offload some of my spare resources. Is that really? It's just those 5 smelters making all of my copper ingots. That's crazy. Just using the tab key to quickly get rid of some extra resources in my inventory at the moment. Okay, and I totally forgot about queuing up extra research, but this will be a good time to go ahead and finally say, well, hang on, maybe there's some upgrades that we can do. All right, our next, oh wow, our next upgrade requires universe matrices. Didn't see that coming, but I can go ahead and add the next level of mechanical frame, the next level of inventory capacity, the next level of communication control. Yeah, let's add the next level of mecha fuel power. Construction drones will fly faster. Warp will be faster. Ray transmission will be more efficient. Logistics carriers will have better engines across the board, and that's the entire queue. That is the entire queue. It's good that we let some cubes back up, though, because, I mean, we have a huge number of them now. So this research is just going to fly by for a bit. So what else? Let's see if I feel like... Yeah, it seems like the Casimir crystal demand is being met. That's good news. Maybe the plane filter is not being met quite as well. What is it that we're low on? We may just need to proliferate these, because it seems like these are all producing at like their maximum possible rate. And it does seem like computer chips are finally stored. Yeah, that's good to see. Titanium is not a problem anymore. Crystal silicon is still a bit of an issue, which is surprising. Hang on, I've got some other stuff to offload here. All right, definitely want to just empty stuff there. Yeah, I've got a bunch of extra for some of these resources. Let's get rid of the stone, too. Okay, that's that. Can't do anything more with the extra glass. However, I do have lots of extra iron. All right, so now that we've done that, we've got Casimir crystals. Let's take a look at this resource. Optical grating crystal. I wish there was a way to see definitively. I mean, I'm clicking on this right now, but I wish I could get an interface like this to pop up for this resource, which I can't. So that I could just absolutely verify that I'm doing everything I can with it right now. But I can just look at the alternative recipes. And that at least takes care of most of the problem. Okay. Now, one thing that I want to check before I end this episode, I had someone point something out to me a few episodes back. Yeah, seems like we are good and backed up on a lot of our basic resources here. Which is where I like to be honest. Alright, we're also backed up on graphene, which means we're not outputting hydrogen at all. I can improve these stacks, can't I? Yes, I can. Alright, so that will give us a little bit of graphene storage. I probably need to do a lot more extra graphene storage just to make sure we're producing hydrogen at the appropriate rate. Yeah, see, that's all graphene. We should also be putting out some additional hydrogen now. I don't want to run out of hydrogen completely too soon. But anyway, I had someone mention to me, before I end this episode, let's go back to Alpha Andromedae 4. And it might be on this planet. So if it is, I'll have to come back in the next episode and fix it. But when I was working on pilars, evidently, in the process of getting everything placed, I may have put a pilar on backward and not noticed. Because streamer brain. So let's go look for that real quick. And I'm pretty sure it was here when I was getting all the pilars set up on Alpha Andromeda 4. Alright, so that one's good. Those are good. Those are good. Those are good. Aha! You know, I was wondering... Remember when I was wondering where the... This is not actually related to the pilar problem. This is more specifically to do with something I was observing in a previous episode. Like, why are some of these not piled? I just found the reason. I just found the frickin' reason. How about that? So let's go ahead and give the order to build just 3 pilars. And I haven't found the reversed pilar yet. It might be on Alpha Andromeda 2. And if so, I'll go looking for it. I'll finish looking for it here in just a moment. But at the very least... Also, for those of you wondering in the comment section, because there have been a few people, and this is something I've learned in this series, for those of you wondering in the comments about the utility of pilars, pilars are all about density, right? So when you have a container that's full, think of a material that you can pack a container with, like foam, for example. That you can fill a container with foam, but if it's foam, like the example that's coming to mind for me is Tempur-Pedic foam. So foam that can be squished. What you can do is you can squish that foam down and actually fit more foam into that same container, right? Than you would be able to otherwise. And the same kind of principle applies with full lines in Dyson Sphere Program. If you have a line that's going to fill up with resources, like this, because of the amount of iron that you're bringing into the line from 3 different directions, then you can use pilars to condense those merging lines. And it's still going to be a full line, but there's more density. A single spot on that line has more material in it, which means that everything that is fed by that line. Also, why in the actual heck? You see what's happening? Like, the thing that I don't get this. Do pilars only work at a certain rate? Like, you can even see as they come out here, like some of these are piled higher than others. I don't get it. So we can talk about it in the comments, because there's clearly aspects of this that I still don't understand. Like, I would think that if these were all being properly piled, that everything coming out of this merged line would be the same height. Because I came here to fix this. But at least that, you know, is partially helping. Maybe. I hope. I mean, I could maybe have other pilers here. You know what? Screw it. Let's do that. Because if there... Let me try this as an experiment. If there are definitely issues with that, then I need to end this episode, because we're past the 35-minute mark. Holy crap. So pilers are really not useful until you have situations where lines are completely saturated and full. And then you can start thinking about, well, how can I make this line denser? Okay, so... Wow. Look how tall they are now. I didn't realize... So that's... I think it's piling piled goods. Oh my god, it is. Oh my god, it is. That's insane. The one thing I can definitely do here, and I'll do this as I wrap up the episode, I can take all of you... There we go. And tell you what, let me experiment with this a little bit. We're going to put the tower there. Is it not connected? Oh, yeah. It's not connected. Now it is. Alright, so for now, let's go ahead and have the piler still working. I think the resources come out of these piled, so I'll mess with this more in the coming episode, but for now, I just want this to set up so that it's connected to the existing infrastructure. And how are we doing on power here? We're completely fine. Okay, so somewhere on this planet, I've got a piler that's set up backwards. Either that or it's on Alpha Andromedae 2. I'll figure out where it is eventually, but for now, I need to end this episode because we're approaching the 40-minute mark, and that is dangerously long for an episode of Dyson Sphere Program. We just finished some research, though, so that's handy, including one that increased the size of our logistics stacks. So yay. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this one, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. If it's not your first time or even your second, look for the join button to access unique emotes, badges, and other perks. New episodes are coming out every day at noon US Eastern Time, and comments are always welcome. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time.